Hey there, people. It's been a while since you've seen me, and since I've made a video, it's been a while. I think the last time you saw me was when I made the camping video, video number 3, and then after that I had done a trilogy or a series of alien videos, and so I told you I was getting a little burnt out on aliens and I was going to take a break from that. And so okay, I want to explain why I'm wearing glasses here, because it's not to try to look cool. I'm still having the same problems I was in that camping episode, where I had like problems with my sinuses and tightness in my chest. And so I'm just trying to get work done, and it's not going to be perfect, but I'm just trying to power through it. So it's more of a meditation thing, just to help me focus on just powering through. But also I guess in Thailand, I'm in Thailand, obviously from the title of the video. And I guess in Thailand, wearing glasses inside is not out of place, as you can see in this video.
What do you think now?
This is the place.
Come on, let's go.
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, Alex, you sure this is the place?
Yeah, pretty sure.
So this is just a walk from the BTS station to my apartment. The BTS is just a mass transport over here, like the L in Chicago or the subway in New York. And this seemed like a good place to give a little bit of story how I ended up over here. And so if you were following my blog, I told you I was getting a little tired of aliens. And so what I did, I started going through Stanley Kubrick's films, for practice work with my unconscious and looking at symbolism. And it's kind of funny because I was trying to get away from aliens, but what I ended up finding in Kubrick's films was a lot of stuff to do with aliens. And so I ended up doing that for a few months, and I had self-published my first book back in February, and I guess by the middle of summer I noticed that I wasn't selling very well, and so I concocted a plan to head out west to try to see if I could create any opportunities out there to get my work seen. And I figured west was a good spot because if you're familiar with the San Francisco, Berkeley area, they have a long history of free thinkers and big community of independent bookstores, independent publishers. So you can see here a few of the pictures that I took from that trip out west from Napa and some of the other parks in the area. The long story short is that it ended up getting real expensive real fast. I did get a good response from some of the bookstores in the area who agreed to take my work on a consignment basis, but I was ultimately the one responsible for all the upfront costs and inventory, and I was renting a room for like $1,200, $1,300 a month, tiny room way past Oakland and Berkeley. I was looking to sublet from a college student, but in the Berkeley, San Francisco area, but I just couldn't find anything. So it was getting real expensive real fast, and I was running out of money. I stumbled across a discussion on the internet about Thailand. People were talking about rents of only a couple $100 a month, where you could eat really good street food for a couple dollars a day. And on top of that, I was also reading stories about authors who hadn't done so well in America, who found distributors in Singapore and other places in Southeast Asia. So I figured I didn't have much to lose. I found a cheap flight for $300 on China Eastern, and I flew over. So this is the pricing structure for the building I'm staying in. 10,000 baht is about $300 US. I'll get a little more into the specifics about how to go about finding a place later on when I show you the hotel I was staying in and some of the other places. But You know, Bangkok's a city of 8 million people, so you can spend any amount you want to. This is just the price range that I was looking at. It's a little bit messy, as you can see, but it's got modern decor, modern appliances, Mitsubishi fridge, air conditioner, Samsung TV, coffee shop downstairs, fingerprint access. So you'd be hard pressed to tell that this was an apartment in Bangkok. There are a few things that give it away though. So most of the apartments don't have a stove for cooking appliances built into the units because of the lack of ventilation. You can pick up a microwave at the store. I just haven't bothered to do so because I eat a lot of meals out. Another thing you'll notice in the fridge is a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables are a lot less expensive over here. The fan is also another one of the things that gives it away. Is a Bangkok apartment. Almost everyone over here has a fan to save on electricity. Almost all the apartments have filtered water available, so I just take the big jug you see downstairs next to the on-site laundry. You can also get American food, pizza delivered, KFC delivered. So that's a king-size bed. This is a studio apartment, 30 square meters, I think. It's perfect for one person. I haven't felt cramped at all. It's also nice because this is on the top floor, the 8th floor, so there's no one above me. If you notice electronics there, that's one of the things that's not significantly less over here, about the same price as America actually. And there's 2 specialized places that you can that sell electronics that I've been going to that I'll show you later on. You can see the famous Sang rum people put in the buckets when they go out partying in Thailand. Alcohol is another one of the things like electronics that's about the same price as America. Electrical outlets are the same as America, so you don't need any special adapters like you would traveling to Europe. I mentioned you could pick up a microwave at a store. There's obviously I had to furnish a lot of things in this apartment. Staying here for a while, like sheets and bath towels and stuff like that. They have a Tesco and a Big C that are almost like Walmarts in America. I'll show you some footage of those later on. And you can see the famous bum gun here, so you can save money on toilet paper. You can use toilet paper if you want, but it's not recommended to flush it down the toilet. One of the things I was concerned about was the shower after watching this scene in Lost in Translation. I have heard stories of people having problems finding the correct sizes and off-the-rack clothes or personal hygiene contraceptive products, but there is an abundance of tailors over here if you can get custom-made clothes from for a very reasonable price, and you can always bring what you need from home. There is a strange selection of deodorant over here, so if you do have a favorite, you might want to bring a couple extra bars or sticks of those with you. You can also get electronics on the internet, which is where I got that monitor you see from Lazada.com, and most of the websites are in both English and Thai. The internet's also a good place to meet people who speak both English and Thai, which can be helpful when you're first coming over and you're needing help, finding a place to stay or other things. Like I mentioned, my trip over here was a little unexpected, so I only got to go through a couple weeks worth of Thai lessons. I used the Pimsleur audio program, but I would recommend, if you're coming over, to probably spend at least a couple months learning language because it really comes in handy. Also, the time of year I came over in August, beginning of August, and I think August and September are known as the rainy season. So plan ahead and bring a rain jacket for that. It's also nice because those months I think is considered the low season, so a lot of things are less expensive. So I mentioned when I first got here, I stayed in a hotel for about a week when I was looking for something more long-term, and this is the hotel I stayed in, Heaven 4. It was right near Nana Plaza. I booked through Agoda. You can see it's 3.5 stars, a lot of good reviews. The location was excellent. I think I paid like $150 for 5 days or $30 a night. You can see there's everything nearby. You got food, pizza places, 7-Eleven, laundry, ATMs, water. So looking at a map of Bangkok, I circled Nana in purple here, which is where my hotel was. And it was nice because it was central to everything in the city. I'll take you on a walk down Nana in a second here, because Nana is one of the more famous party spots in Bangkok. But my hotel was nice because it was set back a ways from the street, but I could still walk. Walking to the BTS was only a couple minutes. So I went ahead and circled in blue here where I ended up staying long term. And it's a little far away from the action, but that's what my budget allowed. And it's not too bad because it's about 5 or 6 BTS stops away from most things. So this is just walking towards the Nana BTS stop from where my hotel was. And there's not a whole lot to see here because it's daytime and this street is mostly filled with bars, so it gets busy at night. So I'll take this opportunity to mention a few things that might be helpful to anyone thinking of traveling over here. So the first thing relates to if you are looking for a long-term place to stay, that's not something I would book ahead of time. I would wait till you got here to look around because it just works out better that way for a lot of reasons, I think. Before you hop on a plane though, you're going to need a visa of some kind. Certain countries can get a visa on arrival at the airport for up to 30 days, I think. I knew I wanted to stay longer than that. So for me, I found the Thai consulate in Portland, Oregon to be the easiest to use. I did everything through mail with them and I got a 2-month visa that was then able to be extended for an additional month while in Thailand. Sometimes also before you can even get on a plane to come over to Thailand, they want to make sure that you have a return ticket. I wasn't sure how long I wanted to stay for and when I was coming back, so you can get a temporary onward ticket for $10 through several sites. So once you got a hotel booked, you got a visa, and you're on the plane, before you can get into the country, you need to have Thai currency already on you. I think it's 10,000 baht per person. My bank was able to order this for me. I think it took three or 5 business days. But it's nice to have on you anyways when you're getting into the country to pay for cabs and stuff like that. Last thing on travel and immigration are the limits on duty-free allowances for alcohol and tobacco when entering the country. You're allowed to bring in 1 liter of liquor and 200 cigarettes, which is a carton. The cigarettes over here are different, even though they're might be labeled Marlboro. They're probably different than the Marlboros you're used to in whatever country you're coming from. The imported alcohol over here is expensive. I showed you the pictures earlier of the Samsung rum, which is relatively reasonable in cost, but imported liquors are much more expensive, so just be aware of that. I also showed you in my fridge the beer. That was actually San Miguel Light. A lot of people like to drink that because it's the same alcohol content as the San Miguel, but less calories because it's a light beer. Another thing to know about the alcohol situation is you're not allowed to purchase it from 2 to 5 p.m. daily. I don't know the reasons behind this policy or when it was enacted, if it was a preventive measure or there was problems with alcohol abuse, but some of the better advice I got before coming over was just assume that everybody was driving around drunk in their cars or their scooters, so you probably can't go wrong with that mentality. The cigarettes also have some pretty graphic or disturbing images on the packaging to curtail smoking, and I'll probably get analyzing that in a episode about hypnosis or suggestion. I want to clarify that last statement. I wasn't laughing about drunk driving. I was laughing about the idea of everybody in the city driving around drunk. But anyways, getting into shopping. So this is the Chatuchak weekend market we're driving by here. It's only open on the weekends, but it's definitely one of the must-sees in the area. It's out by Lumpini Park, but right now I want to go through and show you some of the shopping closer to Nana, and then in a little while some of the more just regular shopping you do, grocery shopping around where I stayed long term. So these places I'm going to show you right now were all within walking distance of my hotel in Nana. I like to get a lot of exercise, so for other people they may not be walking distance. You can see the big C there I mentioned earlier. Tourism makes up a fairly large percentage of the Thai economy. I think it's close to 20%. So people come here to spend a lot of money and do a lot of shopping. So you probably won't need to worry about having any language barriers if you're looking to spend some money. If you read some of the tourist guidebooks too, people talk about it almost being haggling over prices, being a national sport over here. That's the Ocean Life Aquarium at the bottom of the Siam Paragon Mall you see. It's a world-class facility, and I'll put a bunch of footage about that at the end. And this is Central World, that has every high-end shop you can imagine. Obviously I couldn't afford anything in there, but the architecture is amazing to go look at. And then this is another mall, MBK Center, which has a little bit of everything and probably most electronic items you might need, except for specialized computer parts I mentioned earlier that you would have to go to Fortune Town or Pantip Plaza for. It's across from the Bangkok Culture Center, which is also worth a visit. And then the last couple of things I'll mention is, in addition to the Big C's and Tesco's, there's also Home Pro stores, which are similar to Home Depots you would find in America. And finally, if you ever need translation services for any reason, there's numerous places around the city, which I thought I might end up needing for a police report I had to file, but that didn't end up being the case. The first shopping a lot of people are going to want to do, though, is to get service for their cell phone. There's a lot of providers to choose from. AIS has a booth in the airport on arrival, and I ended up getting them for the month. Eventually I switched over to True on their 700 baht a month unlimited plan, and that works out to about $25 USD per month. And here you can see this is Fortune Town I was talking about, with the specialized electronics computer equipment. Across the street you have Central Plaza, as opposed to Central World we saw earlier, and in there they have a bunch of different stores. We'll take a look in a second. So this is inside Central Plaza. You have a Top supermarket. You also see a Office Mate over there that's similar to Office Depot or Office Max in America. Almost all the malls have a food court in them. Tops is a little more upscale, but the Tesco and Big C also have food courts as well. Tops, Tesco, and Big C are the three supermarkets you can find pretty much everywhere. There is a Costco equivalent in Thailand called Macro, but it has much fewer locations. And here you can see some more of the amazing architecture. So with the exception of that last place, Fortune Town, and the first one, Chatrik Market, that's all shopping that's within walking distance of Nana. Walking around that area, you might also see tributes and memorials to the King of Thailand. So over in the green areas, where you'll find a lot of the Buddhist temples, like Wat Pho with the reclining Buddha that's over 150 feet in length, and Wat Tremat with the golden Buddha. You also have some temples in Chinatown, like the Mangkang Kamalawat. Of course, there's also Khao San Road, that was made famous or infamous in the movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio, where you can listen to live music, eat scorpions, or as a TripAdvisor states, chug buckets and do laughing gas. Continuing with nightlife, I've circled a few of the more popular spots in red here. I mentioned Khao San Road had live music, but if you're more interested in dancing at nightclubs, the top circle you see is Royal City Avenue, or RCA, which is just a street or avenue that's filled with nightclubs. Circle below that is the Thong Lor area, which has its own BTS stop. It's a more upscale, hip and trendy neighborhood, where you'll find the Octave rooftop bar above the Marriott Hotel. A little farther down Thong Lor, away from the BTS, is one of the bars in Bangkok that sells absinthe, which is a favorite drink among writers like Hemingway and Oscar Wilde. And the last area circled is the Pat Pong area, which was portrayed on film in the 1970s movie The Deer Hunter. Not circled on the map is the Soy Cowboy area, because it's only one BTS stop away from Nana at the Asok station, which is within walking distance if you like get exercise. And if you remember back to the Hangover clip I played at the beginning, Soy Cowboy is where that scene was filmed, the Thai Light bar in particular. But there's fun places and things to do all over the city. I just highlighted those three areas because there's a high concentration of things there. I'm going to go ahead and skip the, looking at the local grocery stores, because I think everyone knows how to grocery shop, and then I'll just leave you guys with a few images from the aquarium I was talking about earlier.